Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are going to be recording a Crappypasta. Today's Crappypasta involves Tails doll, so you know it's going to be good. Today's Crappypasta is called Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing: A Strange Update. Let's get into the story today on DHT. Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing was one of my favorite games in my PlayStation 3 collection, including the sequel. Why isn't this about the sequel then? I loved beating Sonic the Hedgehog, that could be taken out of context, with only Alex Kidd in his motorcycle in Sonic's own stage. That's pretty messed up. And I loved the music from the classic Sega game. I don't know what game he's referring to. But I recently have gotten PlayStation Network because I never had internet before. So you get internet and the first thing you do is get PlayStation Network, I guess. And finally there was an update for the game. What do you mean finally? I needed to do so I can play the game again. I think he meant I needed to update so I could play the game again. The system updates, and now, just a second later, I see the disc loaded up saying Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. The title screen showed Sonic in his car, looking emotionless, oh no, spooky, but he was always cheery, without any problems, except for that one from before. I pressed the start button, and it said that this was version XXX, and that just makes me think that this is going to be porn, but thank you for not using 666, seeing how that's extremely overdone. Version, he used version twice, it's the version of a version. I checked the shop in the menu, and the check, and what, it says I check the shop in the menu, and the check if. That's not English. If there is anything new, I see brand new map called Resort Island, and the description reading, a flash from the past, the famous, that's a nice way to call Sonic R. Sonic R stage is back, and it has everything from the original and remade. That and was not needed there. For this game, and now another and, it is time for Super Sonic Racing. Strangely, it was well worth the $1.99, so this is a spooky DLC. I wonder if this, what the hell happened? You got a spooky update that gave you spooky DLC. Who does the money go to? So I bought it with my PlayStation money. Oh no, your mom's gonna be angry for that one. I researched up about this track, lying to me, giving me more trust issues than I already had. And it says that this update was created for Sonic R's 19th anniversary, and it added a few new DLC tracks, and the DLC racers with Metal Knuckles, Egg Robo, and most importantly, the cute and cuddly Tails doll. No one brings up Tails doll and doesn't call him creepy, so I know this story is bullshit. I am tired. That's random. It literally just cuts that. It's not even a period. It's just I am tired, comma, I went to bed only to play the game in the morning. Who buys DLC and then plays it in the morning? This game doesn't take forever to update. It turns out that I bought all of the DLC. It was strange because my profile said no transactions happened. Nonetheless, I decided to play the game with a character, Tails doll, on the new gameplay mode called Tag Team. The race began, and what it looked the same template from Sonic R, with updated graphics, of course. I was supposed to tag Sonic with his unlimited all-star. When I began the race, he just ran out of the map. In just 30 seconds, I controlled Tails doll with his motorcycle, because apparently he has one of those now. And he was fast. What a shock. He is one of the fastest characters in the game, despite not being one of the fastest in Sonic R. In fact, he's one of the slower characters in Sonic R, but whatever. Later, I caught Sonic and it said, "Tag, you're gone." The screen went black for a second because Sonic.exe is a thing, and the stage was done, and it showed Tails doll fell off of his motorcycle just like a normal doll. It was strange because when you win a stage, your character will brag and do a victory pose, but then I hear music, not the results music, but the game over music from Sonic CD US version, because of course it would be that. It's always that, because cliched music in Sonic.exe. And then the screen went to black, and Tails doll showed up on my screen. And then there's a period, and then an and there's no space, and I want to die. And then I try to restart my console, but it didn't work. The power goes out, but my TV screen was still on. Ooh, spooky, haunted. The Tails doll was still on the screen, and then all of a sudden I see a red light in the corner of my room, and I hear the song, "Can You Feel the Sunshine?" Then I hear a voice in the darkness saying, "Where is your God now?" Because that's always been Tails' doll thing, I guess. And then my vision began to fade. And this is one of those terrible creepypastas where the main character dies, but somehow the fucking story still gets on the creepypasta website. I don't know how. And we're ripping off Jeff the Killer with Police Report or Sonic.exe 2. Pick whichever one he ripped off. We just received a complaint from Oregon State. I'm gonna say Jeff the Killer now because of Oregon. Bank that Mickey O'Reilly. What a terrible name. There's an O'Reilly joke I could make. The auto parts place. I could play the theme if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Never had paid his mortgage or his car license because that's how that works in over 6 months. So now we have to search his house because this never really happened since 1997. Odd. What we found was equally disturbing. A fox doll with an antenna with a red gem attached to it on the screen with text saying, "Where's your God now?" Everything else is clean and tidy. No blood whatsoever, thank God. Except a two-tailed doll on the chair. Then that means whatever. That is something. Two-tailed doll sitting on the chair looking on that questionable screen. And one more thing. A stereo right by a game system playing an annoying song, "Can You Feel the Sunshine?" backwards, because you know that song. The cop knows "Can You Feel the Sunshine?" and he knew it was playing backwards because that's how smart he is. We were not able to find the culprit of Mickey, but there's one thing for certain. It has to be something annoying with that doll. Sheriff Summers. Well, it didn't even say that it didn't even say that he died, so why would they be saying culprit? That makes no fucking sense, but whatever. It says culprit of Mickey, not the culprit Mickey. So I don't know what the fuck went on there. That was Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, a strange update. The story was bad. It was unoriginal. It ripped off Tails doll, Jeff the Killer, Sonic.exe. What a shock. All these stories are cheap knockoffs. At least they chose a game I wouldn't expect, and at least they added Tails doll to another racing game, so at least that kind of makes sense because he is a racing game character. But everything else was boring, cliched, and generic, and not even in the funny way. And the grammar is bad in a non-funny way. So really, this story was just boring and forgettable, and not really atrocious like the last one I read. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you guys really like it, then share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.